Tales of a Chocolate Smuggler. Next, this story is called Visions of Perfection. A long way from the beginning, a man stands, lost. He has always known his purpose, his mission, but now he's just a man, in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of his life, lost. He searches. He was a gypsy. He was a warrior. He is lost and blind to his dreams. In the middle place of a land not too far away, a man stands alone. Around him are people and mechanicals scurrying and hurrying. Busy, 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 he stands looking, but not watching, alone. He has come to this place after a lifetime of searching, and now he is here. He tries to sigh, one of those satisfied, contented sighs, but it just comes out like all the rest, a tired sigh, a weary sigh, a resigned kind of sigh. What am I doing here? Where are the juggler and the gardener, the gypsy and the bright bouncing girl? What is this babbling throng, and what is that horrible din? He closes his eyes and searches his mind. A vision, a memory, anything, to get him back to where he belongs, back to the ocean, back to the dream life spirit feeling, back there, where there are forests and oceans and pirates and vagabonds, dragons and villains, gypsies and buccaneers. I need a smuggle and a surf and a pie and some red lemonade. He looks at his reflection in a window. What has become of me? I'm really lost this time. Really. In a window he sees his reflection, a fat middle-aged man dressed in fine clothes, soft and slow, greying on top. He blinks. Inside the reflection, like a ghost, there is another. A grey-on-grey hint of someone else, a man who stumbles and bumbles his way through life, without a thought in his head or a care in the world, a hard on the edges, soft on the inside, destitute man, a smiling, rascally beggar man. There is a wistful melancholy about his attitude which seems so familiar that it cannot pass unnoticed. Who is that strange little beggar man? I knew him once. As he watches, the rascally man slowly turns and walks further into his reflection. Realization crashes about him. The dragon slayer, the gypsy, the adventurer, the wanderer, the raggedy man, wait! The raggedy man keeps on walking until he all but disappears into the distance. The soft man half steps and raises his hand, his eyes are wide and terrified. Massive weight crushes his chest. Wait up! You've all I've got left. Wait! But the raggedy man keeps walking. He has walked the earth, he has worked hard and lived hard. He has grown older and slower with each passing year. Life for him is no longer a series of death-defying stunts. It is something altogether wondrous and amazing. He has longed for someone to share with, to play with, to talk to, and to hold him, when the ghosts of dragons long gone scream in the night, but no one comes. He has grown despondent and actually come to question his existence. Maybe it's not worth it anymore. Maybe I don't really matter. Nobody wants an old raggedy man. Who wants raggedy in the lands of wealth? Who wants old when the young are gods? And who wants me? Just a raggedy old man. The soft man looks about him. Mechanicals roar and spume all about, noise and smells, all bad, all busy, 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 no magic, no dreams, nothing. Reality, a neon light, the talking of a pedestrian crossing, the panic-stricken scream of a junkie midnight siren, not a dapple glade in sight. He has followed the lure of riches and changed his dress. He has tried to stave off growing old. He has sought out companionship, but to no avail. Always something was missing. I want to paint a kitchen table bright red. I want to juggle and smuggle and chuggle and smuggle. I want to be held and whisper conversations in the pre-dawn hours. I want someone to sing me a little song. I want passion. I want to learn the stories of the sea and the secrets of the wind. I want a hat and a pony and a bright yellow boat. And I want the bright bouncing girl to walk with me a ways down the road. The soft man looks at his soft world. He sees men and women and mechanicals. No cats, no dogs, no donkeys or mules, no seabirds, no smugglers. This was no place for a raggedy man. Wait! Hold up! In the distance, the raggedy man slows, stops and turns. Mist rises from the memories which swirl all about him. He smiles and waits. Someone comes from the distance and stands behind him, then another and another. They all stand silently, expectantly. I'm sorry. I've turned myself from the old ways, the ways of the gypsy and the seafarer, the ways of the surfer, the ways of tradition. A familiar voice speaks. We've been waiting for you. Let's eat some ice cream and chocolate and watch the sunrise on the sea. The raggedy man turns around and looks into her eyes. They are deep and round and filled with the ocean. The midnight moon on the sea, the sails of pirate ships, a smuggler's cove, storms and tempests and the fires of gypsy camps, chests full of chocolate. In her eyes he sees a bright ball, floating, soaring, gliding. He looks intently. His courage and some of his dreams bob and weave and dance before him. From his lips comes a sound like a sob, like glass breaking, like a dragon crying. Like the sounds of distant waves, it swells from his chest and explodes into the air. He jumps up and down, smiles and cheers and claps his hands in excitement. Foolish raggedy man, we will never abandon you. You can only abandon us. We will always live here in this land of dreams. If you do not visit us and keep us alive, we will slowly fade until forgotten. But we will not forget you. We live for each other. We live for you, through you. We are all heroes, if just for one day. We love you, raggedy man. He looks about. They are all there, smiling. He stares at them and rubs his grimy eyes. And when he opens them, they are gone. All that is left is a many-coloured haze, slowly dissipating in the air. In the distance he hears a violin tune and a raucous din. Hoopla! He thinks he can see a caravan drawn slowly by a small donkey in the gloom like a beacon in the dark. Not quite there, just beyond thought. In a forest by the sea he thinks he can see her, the gypsy, the juggler, chasing geckos. Around her, the lights, the colour, the laughter. She shimmers in the haze and slowly disappears. He can hear her laughter as it tinkles and sprinkles about him like fairy dust, slowly echoing into the distance. She is gone once again. There's something so familiar about her, as if he knew her from another adventure, another place. Foolish raggedy man, come and catch us if you can. The bright and bouncing girl runs into the shadows. His laughter shatters the gloom. He is alive. He is happy. A foolish grin splits his raggedy face and foolish tears run down his raggedy cheeks. He jumps in the air and claps his hands, and he runs off into the distance, chasing a will-o'-wisp, chasing a phantom, chasing his dreams. In a place we have all been but no one remembers, a raggedy man lives in peace. He eats and breathes and lives for love. He seeks beauty and joy and slowly grows old. He lives alone and dreams of Venezuela and Africa and faraway places, of gypsy girls of colour and sound and vibrant hue. He has cinnamon spice dreams of love, of secret places. He wants to hear her laugh in the small hours of his night. He is a raggedy man. He'll always be a raggedy man. He has magnificent dreams. He has lost himself in an uncharted ocean, but does not mind. He was not born to be an inlander. He is a corsair, a buccaneer, a smuggler. He sails alone. He will die alone. He is a gypsy. He will one day meet his true love, a fellow traveller on the road. Her eyes will be his ocean, and in her ocean he will sail forever. The end.